4, 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining this presentation about AI opportunities. My name is Andreas Q. Fiebiger, and I'm the philanthropies lead for Microsoft Central and Eastern Europe. And let me start off with saying that it's a great hackathon that you're doing. I'm really looking forward to seeing your results on this wildlife trafficking. So just to, let me see if there we go. What is philanthropies? I'll just say a few words about myself, and then we're going to talk about AI opportunities in climate and environmental change. But in philanthropies, what I do is that we have Central and Eastern Europe, and I do the NGO corporations. So we have partner NGOs that we have chosen throughout Central and Eastern Europe. And what we do is that we try to leverage our learnings to go out to the NGOs to upskill and reskill underserved people this year. Other than that, we're trying to build a bridge between CSR and businesses. So we also engage with what we call iconic accounts, which is big enterprises that we're trying to do these CSR cases with and to create a societal impact. Right now, we have the Global Skills Initiative, which is one of the biggest pillars in Microsoft right now in the philanthropies division. This is a link that you guys can use. We have partnerships with LinkedIn, we have partnership with GitHub, and we have MS Learn, where there's free learnings for all of you guys to upscale your IT competences. Also, we try to engage with the data centers in the world. We have one coming in Greece, one coming in Poland, which is very exciting for us, trying to engage people in getting involved in philanthropies work and upskilling people here. Also serving the underserved and trying to get more women in tech. So hopefully there's a lot of women represented out there today. Unfortunately, I can't see any of you, but hopefully there's a good share of women doing this project too. So what we have in Microsoft is the AI for good, and this is what I'm going to talk about for the next 25 minutes or so. So we have the AI for good column, where we have 3 top branches. We have AI for Earth, AI for humanitarian action, and AI for accessibility. AI for Earth is the thing that I'm going to talk about today, and I'm going to show you a lot of projects that we do in Microsoft, also for you guys to be inspired to do likely stuff to this. So let me just touch upon the 2 other pillars just real quick for you to understand what we do in Microsoft. So we have the AI for humanitarian action, where we're actually using artificial intelligence to try to help scarce areas and rural areas and people who can't visit a doctor. For example, there's a project called I Smile, where people that are born with disabilities in especially Africa, we can use artificial intelligence to the doctors to remodel faces, arms, stuff like that. So we're doing a lot here. The AI for accessibility pillar is about people who are blind, people who are numb, stuff like this. So we're using artificial intelligence to make them see or make them hear and stuff like this. There's a lot on the internet for you guys to look at if you're interested in this, and I'm also happy to share links about this. And this is, if you have the right idea, there's a lot of grants in Microsoft that you can apply for. But the one that I'm going to talk about today, now that it's wildlife trafficking is your topic of these days, is going to be AI for Earth. So let's dive in, guys. First, I'll start with this, which is Brad Smith, who's the president of Microsoft. Just to start out with a strong quote. So he says that AI can accelerate our ability to observe environmental systems and how they are changing at a global scale, convert the data into useful information, and apply that information to take concrete steps to better manage our natural resources. And exactly stuff like this, guys, is a good line of thought for me, especially when you're doing innovative work as you're doing these days. So really, observe, figure out what you want to change, get the data and information, and let's see what we can do about it. So what is AI for Earth? This is what we are going to spend the next time with. AI for Earth is empowering people and organizations to solve global environmental challenges through technological innovations. And under this pillar, we also have, wildlife and the stuff that you're working on. And I'll get closer into that later. So AI for Earth is focused on 4 main areas that are vital in building a sustainable future. We have agriculture, trying to feed the growing world population, and we're trying to do it in a sustainable way. In just a few minutes, I'm going to show you a video of one of the projects that we do in agriculture, which I think is, really innovative work, and should be something that you could be inspired by. Also, we have water, to how to conserve and protect the water resources that we have. In Europe, you don't feel it every day, but in the rest of the world, there's so many places where clean water is a big problem. So the places here, we have to conserve and protect the water resources that we have. And we have biodiversity, where we try to monitor and protect species from extinction. And this is also, in line with the stuff that you guys are doing these days. So we really try to, help species and help, the wildlife diversity to grow. And I have some cool examples for you guys to see on this too. So hopefully that will inspire as well. And then we have climate change, of course, the big one. How to reduce climate change. We have in Microsoft made an agreement to be carbon neutral by 2030. So we really have to work on climate change as well. All right, pillars of the program. We want to increase access, provide education, and fuel innovation. And this is, for you guys, if you do the projects that you do, and if you find the right project and, it's around AI, all this could be yours. We can open the door to provide further education and fuel innovation. And actually also, if you have the right project, you can earn these AI for Earth grants. I put a link in the end of the presentation for you guys if any of you feel that you could qualify for this, but it's free for everyone to apply. So I would strongly encourage you if you have the right project. All right, so just to see the AI for Earth grants that we're giving, this is, marked, and this spot is where we have the Azure Award grants, and you can see, that they are totally divided throughout the world. We have projects. You can see in the bottom left corner that the yellow ones are agricultural projects, blue ones water, and the green ones, as you're doing, is biodiversity, and then the purple one, which maybe the most representative, is climate change. So you can see there's already been giving a lot of AI for Earth grants. Just one in Poland in my region. And, it's just nice to follow these innovative works where we really can see an impact on these 4 pillars that we're really aiming at in Microsoft to do. Okay, so education opportunity for grantees. AI for Earth communities. We have office hours, AI for Earth summit each year, held twice each year, and learning opportunities. So this is something that you could actually get if you have the right idea and you know how to execute on it. So we have AI for Access grant teams, fellow grantees that can help you ask questions and collaborate with other grantees. We have this summit where you can meet and exchange good ideas and maybe meet someone that can help each other. Office hours, everything. So the sky's the limit here, guys. So this is some of the projects that we do within the AI for Earth pillar. So we have, some of these is something that we're going to look into, and these are really, really cool projects. We're going to look into farm beats, wild me and I naturalist today. But also we have land cover mapping. We have Sylvia Terra, which is also something that we use to monitor forests to make sure that we are growing back the forest that we use. And there's all sort of projects, but this is something that you can dig in on your own. So I'm going to focus on these 3 today. So first, farm beats, and this is a little bit, I would say, a bit far away from what you do with the wildlife trafficking. But the idea here is what I want to focus on, and just to think out of the box to how to actually take a quite big problem and make a quite simple solution, I would say. But this is farm beats. So farm beats is giving farmers real-time data and actionable insights to increase production, maximize efficiency, and lower the cost. So we have a win-win full circle here. Increase production, maximize efficiency, and lower cost. This is what we want to do with this project. So this is farm beats, and this is for you guys to see how the plan of the actual project is thought out. But FarmBeats, as you can see here to the left, provides farmers with access to Microsoft Cloud and AI technologies, enabling data-driven decisions to help improve agricultural yield, lower overall costs, and reduce the environmental impact of agricultural production. So this is, what we went back to from the previous slide, that we have these three targets, and this is what we try to do. So this is how it works. And I'm going to show you a video of it in just a second to kind of simplify this, because it looks, it might look a bit hard to understand. But what we have is the solar sensors in the 1A that gathers moisture, soil, chemistry, and temperature data. So we can measure where the water is and where it's good to make plants. And then we have the drones. And I think I'll show you the video and then we can talk more about it. So Philippe, if you could please play the video now.
My name is Sean Stratman, and I'm a farmer. I've been doing this a long time, and it's clear, now more than ever, that we need to find better ways of growing to ensure a sustainable future for farming. Water scarcity and agricultural pollution are all creating pressures that farmers around the world are feeling. We are looking to human ingenuity and technology to feed our growing population.
My background is in connectivity and battery technologies, but I grew up spending summers on our family farm in India. That foundation gives me a unique perspective in my work as a principal researcher at Microsoft. New sensor technology is a great tool in providing data on soil moisture and soil nutrients to help farmers make best use of their resources. Unfortunately, these sensor solutions can cost thousands of dollars per sensor and require many sensors to monitor a field properly. Drones and other imaging technologies can provide very useful data and allow for precise monitoring of land over time. But these devices require a high bandwidth wireless connection from the middle of the farm. To solve our connectivity problem, we utilize the unused channels for TV broadcasts, which are abundant in rural areas. This allows us to transfer large amounts of data from cameras and sensors in these remote areas to a local processor at the farm and out to the Microsoft Cloud.
So I send this up, and it's taking pictures all the time.
Our big breakthrough was the integration of machine learning into the processing of imaging and ground sensor data. Through this process, the data insights are magnified. From 2 finite data points, we are able to create a detailed heat map of the farm. The farmer is able to access this map and utilize it to inform resource management and to track the effects of the inputs.
Having a greater understanding of soil conditions and how our actions affect them, it allows us to put the work in where it's needed. It's changing the way that we work with the land, and it's changing the way the land works for us.
Okay, guys, I hope you have seen the video now, because I can't see the transmit from YouTube, but hopefully we're back at my presentation. Can I have a confirmation on that?
Yes, perfect.
Good. All right, guys. So this is, an exciting project, and I'm going to show you a few more that are more around the animals and, nature in that sort, which you are fighting for. But this is just some way to show you how you can really think full circle, and actually using these rural broadband connectivities through all these cables has actually evolved into another project called TV White Spaces, where we create high-speed Wi-Fi in rural areas. So, by getting one idea, you can actually get the next one. But the next project that I want to touch upon is iNaturalist. I'm going to show you a few projects because this is, for me, I think this hopefully could inspire some of you to go down this path. But iNaturalist is also, Very, very cool project. So what iNaturalists do is identifying species from crowdsourced images to give conservational real-time insights on how distributions are responding to environmental change. So this is how it works. So animals and plants and fungi in their natural habitats is what you see. And then humans and the smartphone, which we all look at, so many hours a day. So if you see this, citizens and scientists, they can take the pictures of the wildlife and what they encounter with. And then once again, it goes to Microsoft Azure into the cloud. And you can both use AI and human-powered identification to learn from these pictures and to see how the animals are doing. And to see also, when animals are moving closer into the cities and when wildlife is changing their patterns, we can use these pictures and these observations, both through AI, but also through human-powered species identifications. To see these projects go in like this is very cool. And this is also, a model like this where you have build it into steps is something that is very good when you want to engage with someone that can help you on this. So this is a project where I want to show the video because this is the same line of thought. So this is, started as the iNaturalist and now it's gone to WildMe. So this is actually fighting extinction with citizen science and a cloud platform. So it's kind of the same as the earlier project. So the same here, as you can see, that we can build from other models that we have tried. So it's the same start here, an individual animal with unique patterns in its environment, right? So you see the animal, you take the picture, and then you move it into the cloud. You upload it into the cloud. And I'll show the video here for you guys to see how cool this is, because it's actually a pretty simple idea to use, because like humans, all animals look different and they have patterns on their skin. So what you can do, as you can see in between 0.4 and 5 here, that if you have a sea lion, there's actually different patterns to how the skin is formed. So we can actually use this to track endangered species and to see where they are moving. So this is in the line of what you guys are doing this weekend, I believe. But please, Philip, if you can show the video, and I'll mute myself while.
There are an estimated 90,000
cool.
threatened species across the globe. To understand what puts a species at risk, we need to know where are they born, how many survive, where do they go, how far do they go.
At Wildbook, we are using an algorithm to digitally tag individual animals, much like a human fingerprint. So this is a new whale shark for science.
Yes, and we named it Wilma.
Wilma the whale shark.
Microsoft AI gives us the building blocks to analyze public streams of photos and videos and identify individual animals in an instant. AI can determine location, date of sighting, migration patterns, and even an animal's social group. And an intelligent agent can contact the contents owner and ask for the missing detail. Microsoft's AI for Good initiative gives us the technology to create a comprehensive view of the planet's biodiversity. In the last 10 years, we've identified 10 times more whale sharks than ever recorded in human history. By leveraging citizen scientists together with researchers, we can form conservation policies. Microsoft AI will help us accelerate our work by empowering people to take action. What we get back is, wow, this is amazing.
This is a 3. It's sloppily written.
Okay, guys, so now I believe you've seen the video of this cool project, but this is also somehow where you can think about what AI can do for you and the opportunities of the cloud, where when we can gather this much data and just by taking pictures of the animals, we can actually look at their skin as a fingerprint to see, how are these animals moving, where they're going, and analyze and see which species are moving in which directions. So one last project that I wanted to show you guys is also something about animals. This is Ocean Mind, which is, also a very, very cool project. Let me see if I can move to the next slide here. There we go. So Ocean Mind is an initiative to stop illegal fishing, and also they're using kind of the same technology, but still a little different. And as this is Microsoft own video material, I'm going to play through my computer, and hopefully I hope that the quality of this video is okay for you guys. Let me try to play it here, and hopefully the sound will come. Otherwise, please let me know, guys.
It's amazing how much humans take from the sea.
Costa Rica's 92% oceans. We want it to be sustainable.
The illegal fishery is a great threat. It's having an impact in our oceans and in our economy and in our environment.
There's many issues with sourcing sustainable seafood. We are trying to push for that accountability on the water.
Using Microsoft AI, we empower governments, suppliers, and NGOs at scale around the world to prevent illegal fishing in a way that just wasn't possible before.
At Ocean Mind, we receive billions of data points, satellite images, optical imagery, radar imagery, infrared data. We used Microsoft AI to recognize different types of fishing activity, the identity of the vessel, and whether that vessel had a license. We find the suspicious activities so that our analysts can look and investigate it, and governments can enforce more effectively.
Now we have data, we can identify vessels, we can identify patterns of illegal fishery and support the Coast Guard.
The ability to have third-party verification is crucial in protecting us and our brand as we sell seafood throughout the world.
We are making our first API available through Microsoft AI for Earth to anyone who wants to help fight illegal fishing.
The time for taking care of the oceans is now.
We have the capabilities to change the needle on the sustainability of fishing. I am convinced that we will make a difference.
Okay, guys.
It's amazing.
I can move to the next slide here instead. Yeah. So this is a very cool video too, and why I wanted to show you this is also that you, first of all, didn't have to listen to me throughout this half hour, but also, to see where are the similarities on the projects that are really working for Microsoft. And what you can see from the similarities of these three projects is that the key is data. How can we use data, and how can we get and leverage as much data as possible? So you can see in all of these projects that I've just shown film of and explained to you a little bit overview about, is that you can see we have to collect data, we have to know how to use data, and we have to tell people what this data means. So we can use it either for looking at wildlife patterns, we can look at for agricultural things where we can use all the data that we can get, and also we can use this for catching illegal fishermen. So data is key, guys. This is going to be one of my points for doing stuff like this, and I know that you're all very IT handy, so you probably know this better than me. But to use and leverage these data, and with the new fourth industrial revolution of AI and the cloud and all these things that you hear all the time, there is really opportunities to be explored here in terms of using and mitigating all these effects that data can bring you. So what's next for AI for Earth? As we continue to grow, our goal is simple: to put Microsoft AI in the hands of those who need it most, driving scientific discovery and the development of innovative solutions that engage everyone, everywhere in protecting the planet. So this is just for you guys. So if you have an idea and you haven't thought that much about how you can leverage the cloud and how you can leverage data, this could be something to think into your idea if you want to apply for one of these grants at some point. Because as you can see, we have so many projects all over the world, and we really need to keep pushing this agenda. This is so important for Microsoft for its sustainability work. Okay, so here is a couple of links that I've put in for you guys. You can learn more at Microsoft.com at AI for Earth. Here's also a link where you can apply for a grant. So what you do is you fill in a project description, type of donation, type of technology that you want to use, all these kinds of stuff, and then we have one big grant pool where we will pick out the most exciting projects, and it could be, you know, projects around wildlife trafficking. It just has to be related to AI so we can help in the right way. And also we have some conversation tool here that you can look at. If I can share all these links with you hopefully afterwards. Otherwise they're here, and maybe I can also share this presentation. But this is something that I have. And this was everything, you know, that I wanted to touch upon with AI for Earth. I don't know how we are on time. I think we've almost used it all, but otherwise I had one video that I could also show you about AI for humanitarian action, which is really cool. But I don't know where we are on time.
Andrea, yeah, you're okay, Andrea. So you can feel free to share your video if you want. No worries at all.
Yeah, I'll use a couple of more minutes then. Thank you, guys. So what I've put here also is, you know, AI is, as said, you know, the fourth industrial revolution, and there's so many things that you know people are scared about, and what AI can do, you know, when it engages with human. And this is, you know, some jobs that can't be replaced by AI, because people always think that robots will come here and take all the jobs. But we have nurses, social workers, teachers, therapists. This is something where it's also very important to have, you know, the human bond. So this is jobs that you can't take away. Let's move to, and also, you know, AI will create new jobs. So this is, you know, especially for you who are very IT clever, this is stuff that you could do in the future. So we have trainers for autonomous cars, IoT data analysts, biohackers, which we have talked a little bit about today as well, and visual space designs. So there's going to be these new dimensions of thinking about how to work and also how to do these projects. And in the future, you know, there's just going to be more of this. So this is something that you can think about. And one video that I just wanted to end off with is to show another cool thing that AI can do. So this is, you know, AI for humanitarian action. I'll share it through my screen, and I hope the quality will be okay for you guys.
Human rights situation often deteriorate very quickly, and the faster we can get information and we can react to the situation, it can be a real game changer.
New technologies are advancing so rapidly, and technology companies can advise us on how best to use those technologies to protect and promote human rights.
Our objective is automatic damage mapping, because after the disaster, the government needs the damage map to carry out the effective rescue. If we can save the time to grasp the ground damage information, we are able to save a lot of life and facilities.
In a new partnership with the World Bank, United Nations, and tech industry partners, we'll be better able to predict when and where famine will occur.
Operation Smiley's vision really sinks in with what I feel is a fundamental human right.
What the volunteers do for the children may seem like a small thing, but they are able to change the lives of the families forever.
We're creating a chatbot-based experience for refugees coming out of the Syria conflict. The purpose is to have displaced youth find a way to discover and access learning materials. You can engage directly the course content.
It's just the beginning of the impact that we hope to have with the tools at our disposal.
hope that the quality of that was okay, guys. But this is just, you know, to end my presentation by saying that AI is something that you can think into all branches, all pillars of society. You can help, as you can see, refugees from Syria. You can fix faces on those who are disabled. You can teach people to see, and you can use all the data in the world to understand things. And this is what you should think into the wildlife trafficking projects. So I think this is it for me, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope that you've been inspired by some of these videos and some of these great projects that has been done through Microsoft. And I hopefully will get one of you, or maybe two of you, to apply for such a grant. And hopefully you can tell me one day that this presentation was what did it for you guys. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you so much for your time and for the quality of your presentation. I'm pretty sure that it's going to inspire most of the participants. And yes, guys, feel free to get back to Andreas in the future if you come up with a very strong solution inspired by the presentation that we just watched, actually. So thank you so much, Andreas. Thank you for your time.
And hopefully, when this gets shared on social media, however you plan to share it, we can put in my email if people have questions about this. I'll be happy to answer what I can answer. I'm not into, you know, the total IT technical, but, you know, on the overall perspective from Microsoft, I should be able to answer most of your questions.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, all good, guys, and keep up the good work. I'm excited to hear when this hackathon is over, who built the good projects, and excited to hear what you come up with. So enjoy your Saturday and good luck with your projects.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Andreas. Thank you so much.
Ok, stream coupé.